Hello, my name is Cthulhu,
And my name is Captain Box.
and in this replay we'll be talking about the life and death of the Dark Templar.
Yeah, but before we get into that, we will ask you to sit back and relax and enjoy this replay. And as you might know, you might not learn a lot about deep StarCraft 2 strategy, but hopefully you'll at least have a good time watching and listening to our rambling.
Yes, indeed, and we will do a lot of rambling in this game. So let's get on with that. So this map, Captain Box, we spoke a little bit about this map earlier, right?
Yes, we did. This map to us, it kind of looks like the bases of this map are placed within two hearts opposite each other, and we chose to interpret this as kind of a subliminal message from Blizzard to tell us to play StarCraft in a more loving way.
Yes, indeed. So actually, we also discussed that this might be sort of a Rorschach test. So if you have any suggestions as to what this map actually depicts, and if you think it's something else than hearts, then feel free to comment below, and we'll evaluate you according to the rules of the Rorschach test, and tell you something about your personality and whether or not you are insane.
Yes, and that is also a new way that you might maybe learn to see yourself and learn yourself better to know through the ways of StarCraft.
Yes, indeed. So this guy is apparently psychic because he knew that I had to construct more pylons, and that's very impressive. I'm impressed, thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, you also state that by writing "wow," but right now you have the classic scouting probe, and at some point he will go down and he will construct some pylons. Not that you at that point need pylons, but because you want to warp in the DTs closer to his base.
Yes, indeed. So I guess we are not very good at 2v2, or well, at least we need to create DTs in order to have any chance of winning. At least in this game, I think we do. So that's what we'll be doing. I think yeah.
And there's a lot of things about DTs. Like usually we don't really make them because usually it'll just fail miserably. But in this game, it actually turns out that they stay alive for long enough that we can actually talk a bit about them. And one thing there is about DTs is that they do a ton of damage. And we have been wondering why or how come they actually do so much damage.
Yeah, as you mentioned, DTs are a shy creature, if you will. Every time you think you've gotten a hold of one, it vanishes in a puff of blue smoke. But yeah, we did talk a lot about why they actually do deal as much damage as they do. So, what are your thoughts?
The main thought is that they're basically frustrated and angry, and they have been taking it out on I don't know, walls, furniture, or whatever they have at home in the apartment. So they've become really, really good at punching and striking stuff.
Yes, indeed. So, excuse me. Excuse me.
You are excused. I will continue with why I think they are so frustrated, and I think it really ties in with the fact that they're invisible, and being invisible all the time is not necessarily a bonus, even though you would think so, but without really thinking further ahead.
Yeah, that's true. So invisibility can lead to frustration in a number of ways, I'm guessing. And
I would say a lot of ways, actually.
yeah,
Like,
that's true.
kind of very inconvenient being invisible.
Yeah, I mean, so for instance, you're at a bar and you want to chat on some ladies, but well, when you say something to them, then they'll think they've gone insane. Most likely.
Yeah,
Because they're
or at
hearing
least
voices.
think that it sounds. Yeah, yeah. They'll think they hear voices, or think that it's another guy at the bar, probably the hot-looking seller next to them, or something like that. So,
Yeah, indeed.
yeah, definitely that could be frustrating.
Yeah, indeed, and I mean that's that's just one of the many ways that it sucks to be a DT. So yeah, they've got a lot of frustration, they've got a lot of anger, and I guess that's why they punch so darn hard.
Yeah, I would also think like not necessarily only in like the dating scene or trying to get the girls, but also just in your regular life, trying to go down to the grocery shop and yeah, just buy some stuff, and everybody will just be cutting in front of you at the line, so you'll never really get to buy anything because nobody will actually like acknowledge the fact that you're in the line.
That's true.
So that
That really
like
sucks. I mean,
just
that
standing.
happens
Yeah.
to visible people sometimes. I've experienced that. So having it happen to you all the time because you're invisible. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So after you've been standing for like several hours trying to buy like I don't know a liter of milk or something like that, and having been cut like 20,000 times, then you really want to go home and practice hitting stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Or maybe, yeah, I guess that's what's happening when they commence the worker slaughter, which happens time and again.
Yeah. It's basically they do that when they're waiting in the line, being cut too many times. They at some point it just snaps for them, and they just like decapitate the one that just took their place in the line, right?
Yeah, I guess, and I guess that workers really are the people who normally go to shopping malls and stuff like that. So it makes sense that they treat workers like like this, really, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they really seem to carry some grudge against the workers.
Yeah, I would say the least.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're killing the
so
queens though.
no, I don't know. Maybe they have some other issues.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, that might be true.
But they're not born invisible, are they?
Well, I don't know actually. I don't know how a Dark Templar becomes invisible. I don't know. Well, actually, I do know because we made a little research before that, and there was some explanations, but I didn't find them very satisfactory. It said something
Or
about
plausible?
yeah, or plausible for that matter. It said something about a shadow walk where they walk down a valley and then they get assaulted by other already existing Dark Templars, and then if they sort of survive, then they become Dark Templars themselves. I don't know. It doesn't sound
That sounds
very likely to me.
Oh. And if you've ever tried walking down a dark alley or shadowy alley, being assaulted by people, you sure as hell know that once that ordeal is over, you're not invisible. You're probably just like left bloodied without your wallet or something like that. Certainly, you aren't invisible.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense. So any explanations are very welcome as to why DTs are actually invisible. We know that it sucks, but we don't quite know why they choose to become invisible and how it
No,
happens.
and also why there are lies on the wiki, obvious lies, like trying to hide the real truth.
Yeah, there must be. I think it's a plot, really, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
There must be something behind it.
Yeah. They're trying to cover it up, the truth.
Yeah. But now that now the DTs are dead, we go to my more conventional means. That means running Marines up a ramp into a fire where they roast.
Well, now you're scanning though, right? I mean,
yeah. So had I reversed the order, the siege tanks would probably have dealt with it. But anyway, that would not have been very fair. Anyway, like after all the workers were taken out by DTs, right? So this was probably the right thing to do, to just walk up and
yeah. That's true, but
get destroyed.
Yeah, right. And I mean, like the Gosu players we not only walk into lines of fire, we also take turns on attacking, so it doesn't get too overwhelming for our opponents.
Yep, that seems like the right thing to do.
It's not because we suck, right? I mean, or no?
No, it's or do not really coordinate stuff. But hey, it's to be a gentleman, just like letting banelings hit you. Think about all the time they have spent morphing.
Yeah, that's true. And I actually killed some of them while they were morphing, which wasn't really very gentleman-like or fair at all, I think.
Yeah, that's true. So there's no DTs on the map right now, but I guess you'll be warping in some more just to finish the job.
At some point, I think I will. But there's some. So actually, I don't know if you noticed earlier, but there was this Reaper who were hitting in the middle line, disguised as an SCV. So that one actually killed my DT.
Yeah, that's one clever Reaper.
That's a really nice strategy. That might actually be something to learn from this game after all, I guess.
I'm not really sure if that's the strategy. Maybe it's more like what you should learn is that not all Reapers are aggressive. Like usually you see them as being hyper-aggressive dudes, but sometimes some of them just like to sit back and
Relax,
play
take a
SCV.
beer.
Play SCV. That's a game in the Terran world, on the Terran home world.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, that might be true.
So now more aggressive DTs running in, being aggressive towards the poor workers. Maybe because they cut in line. Maybe
Probably because they cut in line, right? I think we've established that's part of the reason, at least.
Yeah, or maybe because they took their food or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
A DT walks into a cafe, somehow manages to order food, places at the table. Some SCV comes by, sees that there is nobody at the table, and just takes the food.
Yeah.
And the DT is just like, what?
That's true. Again, a lot of reason for the DT aggression and for the damage they're dealing. This is another one. Your units are dancing now, and DTs can't dance.
Yeah.
I tried. At this point, I tried because I didn't know, but they can't.
And that's also a thing right now. All these Marines with their 0 kills and stuff, they go home and they get all the glory for the combat, whereas these like 7 or 8 kill DTs, they get no glory. Nobody really acknowledges what they're doing.
That's true. I mean, when they get home to enjoy the spoils of the victor, they won't be enjoying any spoils because spoils are mostly for visible people. And
yeah. It also really sucks to have a ceremony where invisible people are on the stage, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, they try to hang like a victory necklace or whatever, prize of honor around the neck of an invisible dude.
Yeah, it just becomes embarrassing, and no leaders will actually want to do it, right? It's just like, no, let's just forget the DTs. Nobody really knows. Let's just say they weren't there.
True that.
And the only one who knows is the observers, and they'll just go.
Yeah, they don't
nobody
really
will really pay notice to.
Yeah.
So at least that was a lot of rambling about the DT and some very serious and considerate thoughts as to why they do so much damage and how much it must actually suck to be a DT, even though it might seem like a very cool thing to be.
Yeah,
so,
I think we got to the bottom of it. I think.
Or if people have questions or feel that we are absolutely wrong on some of our points, then please leave a comment. And I think that'll be all for now, as we will be signing out. This is Captain Box.
Yes, and Cthulhu signing out.